This video is being created for exposure and awareness to life situations, so clear your mind. We're about to go to school on this one. As the title states, the problem and the equation. I'm going to give you a math problem to solve, and within the constants, the addends, and variables, I'm going to give you 3 bullet points for each. You do the math and tell me your equation in the comment section, please. Here we go. The problem. The setup plus the fall guy in parentheses times the cover up times the scapegoat equals the equation. This was my original title, but I think it's time to stimulate the mind. But before I get into the problem, I think it's very important that you know a little bit about yours truly for this topic. So please excuse my profound dialect in advance. I, Lee Peoples. I'm a hood boy. I'm cut from the streets. I'm a convicted felon. DOC number is 215706 in Oklahoma. Shit, look it up. Check out my track record. I don't have nothing to hide. Back in 2005, before I got out, I told myself no matter what happens in life, it's not worth it. It's not worth being locked up, being caged up like an old dog. I'm sorry. Shit. Ain't nothing. It's not worth it. And one of the main reasons why I told myself that is because I learned how the system operated before I got incarcerated. Meaning the police and the POs are all in. I mean, they all in the same bed. Please believe me. If your ass get pulled over, your PO knows about it. So for all those out there getting it in, please be careful. And here's a rule of thumb for you that I live by. If your family finds out about your illegal activities out here on the streets, you can bet your ass that the law's gonna find out too. I'm just saying, think about it. In other words, your family is your warning, the calm before the storm. You see, me personally, I didn't want my parents, yet alone my grandparents, knowing that I was out here hustling. So let's get into the problem, shall we? The setup plus the fall guy in parentheses times the cover up and the scapegoat equals the equation. What's the equation? Well, as you know from my last video, for women and America's injustice system, I talked about the demise of my wife and some of the details that I know. So it's time to paint, and I got a whole lot of paint for this picture. Check it out. On July 16, 2022, my pops and stepmother was informed about Radiant's demise before myself. Those silly ass Billy's gonna tell my pops not to tell me what's going on, claiming they want to tell me in person. And on top of that, my stepmother stated that the same Billies were inquiring about the location of my business. Now, ain't that about a bitch? Hold up. What does the location and the operation of my business have to do with Radiant's demise? That's the question I ask myself. Shit, I'm a convicted felon. And this situation is far more extreme than planting a sack on a player's back. So, shop closed to further notice. I need to put that out there for the people that patronize my business. This part of the problem is the setup plus the fall guy. Remember, I got flags. So my bullet points are: bullet point A, why you silly ass Billies tell my pops not to inform me about my wife's demise? Were you planning to arrest me before you find out that I had a legitimate alibi? Bullet point B, also on July the 16th, 2022, why you Billies asked about the location of my business? Were you going to patronize or or try to plant some evidence at my business. I don't know. This all sounds spooky to me. Big spooky. Bullet point C. Why on July the 20th, 2022, the lead investigator calls me asking if I knew Radiant's passcode to her cell phone. Now, bear in mind, this is 6 days after they found her body on July the 14th. I tried calling her cell phone on the 15th and the 16th, and the phone went straight to voicemail on both days. So, after several attempts, which the investigator claims were unsuccessful, I stated, let me try to call her cell phone. I called twice, and it rung twice. However, when I called the investigator back, he claims that her phone did not ring. It did not ring. Okay, duly noted. So I guess that's not her cell phone. Shit. As soon as I got the phone with the lead investigator, I called her phone back again. This time, it went straight to voicemail. No ringing. What's on her cell phone that got y'all silly ass Billy's line and state that her phone did not ring? It's the reason that I called the phone twice. It's called digital breadcrumbs. I guarantee you that it's going to ping from that same location that you called me from on July the 20th, 2022. What did Radiant see? What did she record? I've been knowing this woman over 9 years. I know my wife. What did she see? That cost her life. Although I do have a rock solid alibi, one thing that I do know is if them silly ass Billies get my DNA, then it's their word against mine. DNA trumps our alibi on any given day. I might be a convicted felon and born at night, but this convicted felon wasn't born last night. You did? So, in other words, I'm not your scapegoat. I'm not your setup. I'm not your fall guy. Keep on throwing that line out there. Do some more fishing. So now we're getting into the cover up, the verbals, which means they are interchangeable and questionable. Off the top, I've been in these streets for many moons. And one thing I do know from experience, that the streets going to talk. The streets going to talk. However, that night on July the 16th, 2022, when I was informed about Radiant's demise after hitting up a couple of clubs, some bars, a restaurant, and a few convenience stores. Ain't nobody, nobody in that hick ass town heard of any woman being found deceased within that week. Although, although the scene looked like an episode out of Law and Order, according to what I was told by the investigator. I done seen a lot. I done seen and I done heard a lot of bullshit in these streets in my time, man. But nothing like this. This is straight bullshit, man. Bullet point A. So why in the hell did the ME office release her body so quickly? I found out about Radiant's demise on Saturday, the 16th. Her body was released that following Monday, the 18th, but not to her husband. Maybe because they didn't do a thorough autopsy, or just maybe because they was told that Radiant was going to be cremated. And here's when the shit started getting shittier. I called the funeral home and told them who I was and that Radiance will be buried. Yes, I pulled the husband card. I sure did. Because everything was happening too fast and it wasn't making sense. But since then, everything has been in slow motion. It's been in turtle motion. But I bet you, if she would have got cremated, the ME's office would have came up with some kind of cause of death. I'm pretty sure. Bullet point B. On February the 9th, 2023, the ME's office informed me that Radiance had drugs in her system, but that wasn't the cause of her death. So what the hell happened to my wife, man? America's justice system. How should I say injustice system? Bullet point C. It's been well over 8 months since Radiant's demise. So why in the hell are y'all just now processing the DNA and the assault kit? Was y'all hunting for my DNA? Or maybe they was anticipating that Radiant's demise would have been ruled overdose. I don't know. I don't know. To this day, I don't know where they found my wife. I don't know where. I just know she was on the side of the road in a ditch, man. The shit is fucked up. It's mental. Check this shit out. The lead investigator stated it could take 6 months to 2 years to get the results back from the DNA and the salt kit. Ain't that about a bitch? What the hell am I paying my taxes for? You know this. Oh boy, man, man. I guarantee you this: if Ratings was of the Caucasian persuasion, for example, Sarah Page, Francis Taylor, Carolyn Bryant, or Brianna Cuffer, found butt ass naked in a ditch on the north side of Tulsa, Oklahoma, all of the north side be shut down and locked down. Hell, they probably try to burn the motherfucker down again. Greenwood, I'm just saying. You know. Also, I guarantee you this: the DNA and the salt kit would have been the first thing to get processed, not the last. What the fuck y'all motherfuckers hide, man? Truth gonna come out. I smell bullshit out the gate from the beginning. And if I have to pull my deceased wife's body out the ground to get a thorough autopsy, it will be done. Now, let's get down to the last variable of this problem, the scapegoat. This variable has a lot of factors, so I try to keep it short and sweet. Bullet point one: from the start, I've been told by the sheriff's department and the investigator their theories, their point of views, or should I say, their assumptions about Radiant's situation from July the 16th, 2022 to November the 16th, 2022. Things like, oh, she might have died of heat exhaustion. Oh, she overdosed. To she just stopped her car and she just got out the car and just died. Fell butt naked in the ditch. Died. 4 months of bullshit, man. That's what I've been getting. But yeah, pretty much. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Shoot. First of all, she had a 2017, a fairly new car, which she bought new, brand new. She drove it to the Grand Canyon and back to Oklahoma in 2021. In addition to driving it to the same car to California and back in 2022. So that exhaust bullshit, you can eat that shit. Second, the ME's office ruled out the overdose assumption that you guys was barking. As far as the rapture situation, well, everyone has their own beliefs. And I believe in the one and the only true living God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Most High God. And according to biblical prophecies, the Messiah is coming back. Revelations 11:15 through 18. Bullet point B. What's so fascinating about Radiant's cell phone? The investigator stated that Radiance was pulled over around 5:30 a.m. on the 14th with an officer on body cam asking my wife where's her cell phone. That's suspect right there to me. And why did the investigator want Radiant's passcode? Why did you guys lie stating the phone didn't ring on the 20th? Ping, ping, ping. Yes, I'm calling y'all motherfucking bastards out. I know y'all watched my last video. What's so fascinating about my wife's phone, man? Bullet point C. I truly believe that you bitch made Billies believe that y'all could kill two birds from one stone by setting me up with this bullshit. What other reasons is there? Why you want to know the location of my business? That's strike one. Why y'all been trying to get my ass down there on several occasions, talking about property and all this and that? And last time, you know what I'm saying, y'all talking about y'all gonna release her property, and I didn't see how because wasn't no death certificate. And besides, I told you to give her property to her mother out the gate. The third strike. Why it take y'all 8 months to process the salt kit and the DNA kit? Were you banking on me to be a stake? Was you banking on me to be the scapegoat? Y'all want me to come down there and y'all crack me inside my head, get my DNA? I got long hair. Shoot, the only thing y'all need is straighten my hair. Shoot. My people, my people, my people, man. You won't never understand nothing until you go through it, man. You know, I don't expect everybody to understand what I'm going through, but I do apologize once again for my hood spit. But fuck being political on this shit. I gotta get this bullshit off my chest. And I need my people to wake the fuck up. As for Radiant's case, fuck them punk motherfuckers. Real talk. Y'all bitch made motherfuckers kill one bird and y'all trying to get me. I see it. Come to Tulsa. I ain't hard to find. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And y'all been trying to make a wrong a right for centuries now. Job 9:24. Amos 3:10. I'm just saying. Wool ain't over my eyes. One thing Radiance knew about me for sure is that I will always seek the truth out of any situation, even if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first to admit it. And truthfully, I don't think you fully understand my perspective of the situation. So let me give you a little history lesson according to deathpenaltyinfo.org. There's an article titled Reports Black People 7.5 times more likely to be wrongfully convicted of murder than whites. And the risks are even greater if the victim was white. Look it up. The article states about 80%, that's 80% of blacks are more likely to be innocent than others convicted of murder. Now the question at hand is how and why did those 80% of blacks get there in the first place? Think about it, man. Think about it. Wake up, Jacob. Now check this shit out. The National Registry of Exoneration dated back from 1989 to 2022 reported that there was 3,200 cases of innocent black defendants. Do you understand my point of view now? I got flags. I'm a convicted felon. Oh, you still don't get it. Okay, I got another one for you. And this one gonna fuck your head up. My people, learn your history. If not, history has a way of repeating itself. Learn about it. There are and has been a lot of brothers and sisters wrongfully convicted in this so-called great land, the so-called land of the free, the good old U.S. of A. Some brothers and sisters are dying behind bars. Some innocent people are being executed. And the ones that are released are too damn old to find work or to enjoy the remainder of their lives. Shout out to Dr. Tierson Johnson and the Atlanta Black Star. Google search Kentucky man. Look it up and know about it. Look it up and know about it. Read that article at least twice. I would go in details about it, but that shit fucked my head up. And I'll be damned if that bullshit happens to me. Fuck that. That's why I'm speaking my spirit now. I'll be damned if you hear me talk, claiming and talking about I'm innocent and I did not do nothing behind any bars. Real life shit. Fuck that. Look here. I'm not suicidal. I don't do any drugs. I'm a social drinker now. Hey. But therefore, if anything happens to me, check the nearest hospitals. Shit. From a movie. I gotta quote this from a movie. This shit is bigger than me and my wife. And if I go down, I ain't going down by myself. So, and on that note, what else can I say? Be careful out there. Keep your head on a swivel. Pay attention to your surroundings. Call someone reliable anytime, and every time you get pulled over. Life is not a game. You only get one life to live. Make it count, people. Make it count or you'll find yourself in the trick bag, man. If this information was helpful and educational to you, please like it. Also, don't forget to leave your answer in the comment section to the topic, the problem, and the equation. What's the equation? The setup plus the fall guy, parentheses, the cover up, times the cover up times the scapegoat equal the equation. What is the equation? It's a new season and a new year, y'all. If y'all about that real live shit, not no fairy tale Walt Disney bullshit, subscribe to this channel. This is some real life shit over here, backed up with facts and information. You can find it easily. So share, like, and subscribe to this real life spit. Until next time, I got a lot more paint. Shalom, my people. Enjoy your feast days, baby. Share this information. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Peace. Shalom.